Awesome. So, hi, I'm Sam from Aeon Nexus. It's my new project that I formed last year, and now we've hit the ground running this year with some shows. Our debut single release that will be leading up to an EP in a few months. But yeah, so we're progressive metalcore, so inspired by bands like Spirit Box, Tesseract, Architects, North Lane, that sort of thing. Yeah, and it's been a real passion project for me for quite a while. I've wanted to front a heavier band, and so learned to scream and found some amazing musicians to work with, and here we are.
Beautiful, Sam. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
I was going to start with this later on in the interview, but I think we might get it over and done with first, just so people know who you are and what this project is about. So, music lovers, especially around the Brisbane scene, would probably know you better from your time in Seraphic. But now
That's
you
right.
started this new band, Aeon Nexus. So, tell us a bit about the band and how it came to be, how you came from Seraphic to this, and
Yeah. Okay. So, uh, well, as I said,
what you're about, basically.
yeah, um, about um about 5 years ago now, there was a lot going on in my life. When there was a lot going on in my personal life. Basically everything changed. Um, I went through a lot of a real transformation, I think. And I was a bit lost. I'd been well, at least musically, I was in Seraphic. I'd been doing symphonic metal for a number of years. Um, but then suddenly kind of my life imploded. Then I listened to the album Alien by North Lane, and it really resonated with me. Completely changed my life, if I'll be honest. I don't know, just something that really stuck with me. And then it began this love affair that I now have with metalcore. And I had a vague idea in my mind of wanting to do something like that, something heavier. But I thought that could never really be a possibility for me because I'm because I'm a classically trained vocalist, even though I've been doing metal for a number of years. But yeah, and before I did metal, I was actually training and studying to be an opera singer. So I thought, those two worlds could never collide. I could never do harsh vocals. That's not a thing. And so it was kind of, it was always kind of a dream in the back of my head, but I thought, no, that's not possible. But then, yeah, no, some time went by. Seraphic decided to go on hiatus. The pandemic really killed us all, to be honest. It was a real challenge for a lot of bands, and we were no different. And so then musically things kind of were at a bit of a standstill for me, and I thought, why not revisit this dream, give it a go. So I committed to early start of last year, I committed to getting some lessons to learn the proper technique for harsh vocals. And that's what I did. I learned. I did it properly because I wanted to make sure I knew how to do it properly and safely. And discovered, how much I loved it, and then just sort of went about the motions. Put out an ad, then jammed with the members who are now today in Aeon Nexus, and we just got along really well. Creatively, we're all vibing and collaborating, writing this great music together. And yeah, so last year was a really transformative year in terms of I think maybe backing myself and learning to have a bit more confidence in myself. I think I had a lot of negative self-talk around and limiting self-beliefs around, you can only ever be a clean singer, or you can only ever do this kind of style of metal, or you could only ever really do this. And I then I got life really forced me to a point where I actually stopped and I thought, well, what do I have to lose? I could just give it a go and see what happens. And yeah, I learned to scream. I discovered that, but as soon as I got to handle the technique, I discovered how much I loved doing it and wasn't too bad at it. And then, yeah, and it just all sort of fell into place as I found the members to work with for this project. And yeah, now here we are releasing music.
And I think the biggest point of difference, as well as the fact you're singing metalcore stuff, is you've ditched the keyboards. You're just out the front. You're the sole front person now. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. That was definitely that was very much a conscious choice for me. Well, as you'll hear in Twin Hurricanes, the song that we've just released, and then in future singles, which we will release very soon. Piano does feature in our music, but it's not front and center like it was in Seraphic. There's lots of synths as well that I've written for this band, and obviously a lot going on with the rhythm section, guitars, bass, drums to add to really give that more progressive modern flavor. But in terms of performing live, it was definitely very much a conscious choice for me. I wanted to, if it's something that has heavier elements like metalcore elements, I wanted to really get more involved with the crowd, get really up in there, and just start those circle pits and get just really feel really connected with people and rile them up, because who doesn't love going to a metal gig where the singer is going absolutely batshit? That's what I wanted to do. And as much as I loved playing and singing, accompanying myself in Seraphic, and that was a real point of difference for us, for sure. I definitely missed that. There was a sense of real energy that I wanted to have as a front person. And now I feel so that's what I wanted to have in this band. And yeah, so
there you go. All right, so we'll move on to the single you've just released, which is your debut single called Twin Hurricanes. It came out last Friday. So how's the early reception been to it?
Okay, it's been great. It's only been a couple of days, but yeah, bunch of streams. That we're getting a lot of people talking about it. Obviously a few press opportunities as well, but overwhelmingly the comments, the feedback that we've received have been so positive, but also I think quite a bit of surprise towards me in particular. I think people thinking, wow, listening to the clean vocals and then suddenly screams come out. And
you, isn't it? You do the cleans and the screams?
Yes. Yeah. I switch especially in Twin Hurricanes. I switch in between them back and forth quite quickly and quite frequently. So I think a lot of people are like, oh, wow. And the feedback we've got is that it's really, it's heavy and catchy, but it's also, really different and unique. And people are really vibing it. It's been awesome. Yeah.
Cool. So as a band releasing your debut single, what songs go through your head? Do you just release the one song that you've got now? Do you release the song that you think best represents the band as a whole? Do you release a song that you feel is your strongest? What sort of thought goes into it?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, well, two things here. So we do actually have, and I can say this, we do actually have an EP all recorded, all ready to go, ready to release. But just things being the way they are nowadays, we're following the waterfall single release kind of format. So so instead of just coming out with here's 5 songs, have a listen, knock yourself out. I think because we're new, we're wanting to I guess keep the momentum a bit more consistent. So instead of just releasing everything all at once, we're wanting to release a couple of singles and then then this is part of an EP. But so we're actually going to be basically just one after the other. That's the plan until it culminates in the EP. But in terms of choosing the first single that we would release, Twin Hurricanes was definitely, it was a more obvious choice because it's it's like it's it's a really accessible length. It's short and snappy. It's 3.5 minutes. It's a it's a commercial, I guess it's a conventional song structure, the more conventional song structure than some of our others. Our other songs are a bit more progressive, a bit more unconventional in the way they're structured. Twin Hurricanes is very much like verse, chorus, snappy breakdown bits, all the bits and pieces that people love, all packed into 3.5 minutes. So we just thought it's a good, like, short and sharp, impactful way to just be like, we exist, here we are.
Yeah, cool. You played a couple of live shows too before releasing your first single. So did the reaction to the songs live have any impact on what you released first? Like, did you wait to see which ones went down better?
I mean, a little bit, but we did kind of we already did have the plan in place to release Twin Hurricanes first, but we did notice that one has resonated, like, it seems to get a bit of a raucous crowd. It's the song in the shows that we've done, it's the song that we've opened with both times, and it's really, really fun because because we're new, we're playing to crowds of people who don't know us. Twin Hurricanes opens with a good riff and a verse of clean vocals, and then suddenly a verse of big harshes. And so we've noticed, and it's been a really great kind of crowd reaction. Open with the riff and then the singing, the clean singing. Everyone's like, "Oh, this is nice. This is cool. Yeah, love your voice." And then suddenly I come in with the harshes, and everyone's like, "What?"
They're all who else is up there?
Exactly. You're like, where's this coming from? Is there another vocal? Yeah. So it's a really great, and we noticed that we really, like, kind of coming out the gate like that, we really grabbed the crowd's attention with that. It's a bit of a bait and switch almost.
Yeah, nice.
So we thought that it would actually, it would actually be quite impactful as a first single for sure.
Sweet. So let's focus on Twin Hurricanes a bit more then. So tell us a bit about the song from a musical point of view and what you're going for with it.
Musically, yeah. So it was a combination of things. It started from just an amazing riff that my bassist and guitarist came up with sort of jointly, and it was a really great groove. And I remember, like, they recorded it just at a jam one day months ago, and I was like, this is great. And I was sitting at my piano and playing along with it. I just thought this has a great potential to be a song. But just the snappy nature of it. I could just hear a piano melody really well with it. And then I wrote that. It just all went really well together. And then kind of the lyrics flowed from that. And then I guess it just kind of lent itself to, with those catchy kind of earwormy melodies and a couple of hero groovy riffs. It just really lent itself to what we're trying to do, is basically just have, like, I guess, the radio single, the one that it's like everyone's like, oh my God, that chorus is stuck in my head, or oh, that riff was really good, oh my God, the breakdown. We wanted to have that single where people make those comments of that's the one that gets stuck in their head. So yeah.
Nice. Now the press release says that it delivers a multi-layered modern metalcore soundscape. Like, can you elaborate on that a bit?
Yeah. So I guess that speaks to everything that's going on there. So there's a bit of complexity, I guess, in the rhythm section. Certainly bass and guitars, but drums as well. For a song that follows a fairly conventional song structure, there's the individual parts. There's some really interesting drum fills that my drummer does, and then those groovy riffs again. But in terms of the layering, like you've got the piano in there, like the main piano riff that drives it, and then you've got several layers of synths as well to give it a modern edge, but also taking a bit of flavor of, I know, like Blade Runner sort of 80s synths as well. We wanted to hark back to that. And then there's lots of vocal harmonies as well in places. So it's a track that's, while it's catchy and it seems fairly sort of, I guess, stock standard in the way it unfolds, there's a lot it's deceptively layered. Like there's a lot going on all at once. And we wanted to create a really fresh, a fresh, catchy sound inspired by the modern metalcore bands that we love. You know, like Architects, like Spirit Box, including a lot of different colors and textures and all those layers.
Yeah. So along those lines, like loosely sort of put, like musically, your sound sort of mixes djent grooves with the aggression of raw metal, and it's laced with some ethereal pop sensibilities. Like it doesn't sound like it should work together, but somehow it does. Like how much trial and error went into knowing how much was enough for one thing or too much of another thing?
Oh my God, trial and error, like that that is the phrase for it. Our songwriting process is the definition of that. All of our songs and as and now as well, like we've done this EP, we're in the process of writing like 3 more songs of them. We've got heaps on the go, but every song has undergone countless revisions. Like we are perfectionists about it. We I guess we wanted to make sure the sound was original, and we wanted to like, you know, our real flavor, and bringing in all those a lot of different influences that we individually have, but by the same token we wanted to make sure that while we're creating this layered sound with a lot of different things going on, that it didn't sound too cluttered. It would, like, there were still elements that shone through, whether it's an amazing, like a bass solo, even because my bassist Trav is a freak in the best way. So whether it's that, or whether it's a great drum fill, or whether it's a vocal melody, whatever it may be, we want to make sure that individual elements shine through when they need to. But yeah, like with our songwriting process really is, we put a lot of effort into it, that every song undergoes countless iterations to get to a point where every single section, every single bar is very intentional. Like it has a purpose. It all serves a purpose. It's very sort of intricate machine. Yeah.
Oh, so you mentioned the EP, which I'm not going to press you too much about now, but is Twin Hurricanes a good sonic representation of what you can expect from the whole EP, or is there going to be some more twists and turns?
There will definitely be more twists and turns. I would say, yeah, there are some elements on Twin Hurricanes that absolutely are there through the EP, but every different, so there's 5 songs on the EP, and each of them has a slightly different flavor. And yeah, so I think, as I said before, some of the songs on the EP are a bit more progressive in nature, less like hit you in the face kind of riff, a bit more. Some of them are a bit more slow burn, like it takes a while to build up and build up and build up, and building the tension, and then suddenly there's this really intense heavy section. And yeah, so like there are some elements that will definitely be there in other tracks, but yeah, we've intentionally wanted to create a unique experience for every track on this EP.
Nice. Now, you've played 2 live shows already, one of which I was fortunate enough to catch at Moe's when he supported Witchgrinder, and you guys blew me away. It was a fucking really good show, but you've also got one coming up soon, so everyone else can check you out and make sure I'm not lying.
Yes. Yeah, no, you're definitely, yeah, not pulling anyone's leg there for sure. Yeah, so we have a show on May 19th at the Brightside. It is our single launch show, which is very exciting. So we're headlining. Big thanks to Schema Collective, who helped us put this on. So they're, if anyone doesn't know about them, they're a local arts, I guess, advocacy organization. They work with a lot of bands, a lot of local artists. Yeah, do amazing work, and they've helped us. They helped us get our first show, which is great, and they've been helpful in getting us this show. So it's Core to the Floor. That's the name of the show. It's actually going to be the first in a series of Core to the Floor shows that has the aim of showcasing lineups of local core bands, whether they be hardcore, metalcore, deathcore, any kind of core. The idea is that, you know, giving these local bands a platform to to throw down and be seen by punters. So that's the first one. So it's this coming Sunday, Sunday, May 19th, at the Bright Side. And joining us on the lineup will be Ocean Shores, Neuroticist, and Revenant, who are three really exciting, mostly fairly new up and coming core acts. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
Sounds good. All right, Sam. Well, thanks for your time. It's been a pleasure getting to know the new band better, but what you put out so far is bloody good. So I look forward to hearing some more of it.
Thank you so much.